Yeah.
Hello, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, I'm Adrian Storrs. I'm the founder and chairman at Stockport Volleyball Club.
When did you start your role as chairman?
Started the role as chairman 2015, immediately after when we established the club.
What are your long-term aims for the club?
Well, I think it's fair to say that I've probably created a monster. It started off as a small-scale enterprise and is getting bigger by the year. But our long-term aims are to continue to work with the age groups we work with at the moment, which tends to be anything from beginners to intermediates to academy for young people. And then we also have National Volleyball League teams for the men and for the women. Long-term aspirations are to continue with those particular sectors and improve performances in each quarter.
You're hoping to get more people into volleyball as well with the reputation of the club growing?
I think there's been a phenomenal growth. I mean, obviously COVID-19 hit us all, and that was a temporary cessation of activities. But since then, the numbers coming to volleyball has been bigger than ever before. I think some of that's come through some of the media coverage. It's often referred to just how big volleyball is growing in Japan after a particular anime that a lot of the young people have started watching. But as a sport, it's just getting more and more popular with the young people, and that's the dominant group where we're seeing the massive growth.
Right. What would a win in the final on Sunday do for the reputation of the club?
For us, obviously we're excited. Believe it or not, it wasn't one of our targets at the start of the year. Our targets were for NVL men promotion and NVL women promotion, of which only the women are still in with a fighting chance. But undoubtedly getting to a national final for the first time for a club that's very much in its infancy, we are a young club, it will be a major accolade for us and probably give more and more people the opportunity to know that we have finally arrived.
So you've had many exciting events happen so far this year, with the women reaching the quarterfinals, hosting GP2, and now the men's team are in the National Shield final. So what else can we expect from your teams?
Well, I think this season's coming to an end, so I think everything we've achieved now has been achieved. The only final things, as you quite rightly allude to, are the men's final of the Shield, which obviously we will do our best. We're facing some challenges already in terms of team selection for Saturday, but we'll do our best in that final. And also, we're just hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that our women get what I would argue they thoroughly deserve and secure the promotion from W3N up to the second division, particularly bearing in mind that's our inaugural season in the National Volleyball League, so again that's a major achievement for us.
Are you worried about the experience that the London Aces have going into the final?
I think I'm pleased with playing London Aces. I mean, what is very, very clear is they're a much more established club. They've been around for a lot longer, they've got a pedigree, they've even got a pedigree in the Shield itself. They've been to the National Volleyball Centre in Kettering on numerous occasions. We have beaten them home and away this year in the league, but I have to say when it comes to the cup, and like I say, bearing in mind the challenges we've got, it's a whole new game, so we're taking nothing for granted whatsoever. But no, we've enjoyed playing them before, and may the best team win on the day.
And are there any exciting talents in any of your age groups that could be destined for big things?
Depends what the definition of big things are. I mean, I'm excited by all of them. I have to say that as a community club, I get my biggest buzz from the young people that join us. I think if I were to pick on a few examples, I'll pick on very much started from the basement in terms of new to the sport, young people in the sport. So Matthew Rowe is a good example. Matthew Rowe, I'll give his Christian name and his surname because of his age, because he's now old enough. Started as a beginner, worked his way up through our junior channels, ended up being captain for our academy team, and he's the only and the first time we've had a junior that's gone all the way to get into the National Volleyball League squad. So he will actually be going to Kettering, so that's very, very exciting when you see somebody that started at the bottom and worked their way up. The other two are youngsters, so I'll just give their Christian names. We have Anika and Sophia. Sophia, very interesting. actually British kickboxing champion as well for a young girl of her age. But came to us from scratch, having not played volleyball, worked her way up, got into the academy team, is now picked in the Northwest regional squad, and she's now a member of the National Volleyball women's team here, as well as just being picked for England cadets. So you can't say much more than that, and she's phenomenal, especially on serving. And I'm delighted that one of her compatriots, they're a good couple together, but there's also a young girl called Anika. Anika, again, started from scratch, local girl who worked her way into the academy team, now goes to NVL women's training, and has just been selected for the Northwest Regional squad again. So I think this fresh young blood is quite exciting and gives us some optimism for the future.
All right, okay, thank you, Adrian. It's been
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joshua.
Yeah,
Who are you and what positions do you play?
I'm Seb. I play setter in the first team at Stockport Volleyball Club for the last 4 or 5 years.
And I'm Matthew and I play Libero, and I only recently started playing this year for the main team.
How did you both get into volleyball?
I grew up in France and played from like younger than Matthew there. Yeah, it was a different game at the time. So when I came to England, it was in volleyball. Then in 2012, when you had the Olympics, came over on TV. I googled something and got involved with volleyball in Manchester and then Stockport. So yeah, it's like created a little family, little island of volleyball inside Stockport.
And I went on holiday one year and somebody recommended it to me, and they recommended Stockport Volleyball Club. So I went and tried it, and I've just since then always loved it and stayed with the club.
Right. What would you say both of your biggest strengths are? Obviously,
Well,
you've got sailing, but
you mean volleyball?
yeah, volleyball, yeah.
So volleyball is the ultimate team sport, and I'm a team player. So I don't. My role is not about finishing the points, hitting, set it up, and it can be ungrateful, but it's a role in the team. Somebody's going to do it. The libero is going to defend everything, so the untrained eye doesn't see it. But so I think team player and then passion for the game. I could have stopped. No, I'm like in my mid-40s, still chasing the ball and wanted to stop it going on the floor on our side. So yeah.
And I'd say, as well as the teamwork, I'd say the mentality to, when you start losing, not to get knocked down, but to come back fighting and carry on and play that.
What would you give advice for Matthew, like youngsters in general, that could be upcoming?
Well, Matthew is a special case because he's always, there's not too much I could say because he's doing it. He's always wanted to train with people above his level to challenge himself. He doesn't talk much, but he takes everything in. So if you listen to the people who can already do it, the coaches and stuff, you progress quicker. And then you got to put yourself in the game. So he's having to play with grown men, hitting the ball hard. Him is in defense. Can he handle it? So, and like he said, each point's a new point. You mess that one up, you go for the next one. And if you get that, you can take that from the court to life, as a life way of dealing with life.
Okay, thank you. What would you say both your highlights of your career have been so far?
In France, I played at good level in juniors. So we do tournaments away, go to the south of France to play volleyball, and won a cup with a university. That was quite fun. But I never played at a really high level. But in England, we've been rising, and now we're knocking on the door of the top 8. So for me, is the highlight is still coming. Saturday. Shield first national cup final in England. So it's one day, 6v6. Who comes out on top on that day? Not always the best team. It's whoever turns up that day. So it might still be becoming my highlight.
If you got a highlight.
I'd probably say when I made my debut this year for the Stockport, and because I've been here for quite a while and it was a long time coming, but to finally actually get on court with all the players that I knew, and I felt like I was ready at the time, and all the players made me feel comfortable making that debut, and it was really good.
Like this is the way to do it. This is to be around it, to join the family. There's junior teams. There's and then when you get a chance, he's from not playing volleyball in 3-4 years, national league level.
So how are you all feel about going into final on Saturday?
Yeah, ecstatic, but it's the actual time of the game can be a nervous thing, a bit of a nerve wreck. So it's all the adrenaline that's getting ready and looking forward to training tonight. Feel we're playing well. We beat London Aces twice this year, so we got a good chance, but no complacency. It's a fresh game.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it as well, but can get quite nerve-wracking when you get on the day and see the other team getting ready. But hopefully we should win and bring it home.
Bring it on.